Welcome to the Peew.
The Peew!
The
Another split screen edition.
another split screen edition for those of you
For those
who
split personalities.
yes, those split personalities that I know nothing about and that Ernie knows everything about. And
well, traffic has gotten so bad in New York that we have to do these remote episodes because we can't be in the same state anymore. Traffic is keeping us.
Well, there was a time that if you didn't want to be in the same state, you would do something about it. And I don't mean leave the state. Well, I do mean leave the state. Go to another state, but I don't mean with your car.
Oh no. They were driverless vehicles.
Driverless vehicles. So
you talking about cars.
You were going to tell us about a movie that you saw where people changed their states.
I did not see it.
Oh, a movie that you read about. Read about the movie they're making. The movie's not even made yet.
Under production. It's
yeah.
a movie under production. I wanted to talk about the movie that I read about Mixmag. Read it in Mixmag magazine, and it's a movie about Ravers. And basically, the plot of the movie is that a bunch of Ravers drink some contaminated energy drinks at a party, and they turn into
aren't all energy drinks contaminated?
Sucking zombies.
They're
not all contaminated.
Well,
no. Only the good one.
Yeah. It's like the famous...
Well, I'd like to say that I've, for years, been leaving my energy drinks.
I was going to say, it's like the infamous... The myth that people... Anything. Yeah, the myth that people drop drugs, waste their drugs, dropping it in people's drinks.
So either that's not true, or I only hang out with like such drug-grubby people that they would never dream of sharing their, their supply with.
Cheap drug addicts. So what happened? So this is a scary movie, right? A little scary?
Yeah, it sounds great. I'll read you a little snippet.
I didn't say is it great. I said, is it scary?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's still under production.
Well, is it supposed to be scary?
It remains to be screened. Well, I'll read you a little synopsis of it that I saw on Mixmag. It's a witty and blood-splattered horror film about murder, mayhem, and mutant ravers at an illegal party.
See, it sounds very Toxic Avenger to me.
Yes, well, a classic.
I suppose. I don't like thrillamedies. Either a movie is scary or it's funny, and if it's scary and funny, then it's just funny. There's nothing scary about it. That's not true. You didn't think that any of the Scream movies were funny? I did. I thought they were funny, but they weren't scary. Now they're actually
they were like there were scenes in there that were scary.
Jump at scary like that, but not like scary like leaves you with a feeling of dread or whatever. Now, actually, some of the
what about the Freddy Krueger movies?
Well, those were in the beginning.
Those are meant to be scary and funny.
Only the franchise, parts 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But the first one it was not meant to be funny. And the only reason the ones coming after it were funny is because there's nothing that they can do with it other than the idea is so ridiculous. They've taken it to its its most extreme, and that's funny. But
well, how can you poo-poo a genre that goes back decades?
Oh, I was just going to say
at least to like the 1940s or 50s when Abbott and Costello met the.
Well, those aren't spooky. But actually, I did think of a couple of movies that were scary and I guess kind of funny in a way, but maybe not meant to be. Some of the Herschel Gordon Lewis films, like Blood Feast and 2000 Maniacs, especially, were horrifying. They were the first kind of actual gore films, but they were funny too, but funny in a very creepy, dark way. These are funny. The films we're talking about now are funny in kind of like a slapstick way. The Herschel Gordon Lewis films were not. It wasn't slapstick funny. It was more like Grand Guignol, like creepy funny.
Well, there's different ways of approaching the horror comedy. I don't think that they're all necessarily slapstick. Like Abbott and Costello meets...
That's slapstick.
That was slapstick. But I didn't think Scream was slapstick. I thought Scream was very cynical pop culture.
Yeah, it was, but it was a little bit gag related,
wink,
right?
Wink, 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 ironic references to all these like trashy aspects of our culture.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
yeah,
It was actually very clever when it first came
yeah.
out.
It was clever. I thought it was clever, and it was
And
entertaining.
I thought it
And it was
was. I thought it
entertaining.
was scary. I mean, I got some pleasure out of watching Tori Spelling get killed, but aside from that, there was there were like scary moments in that movie.
Scary, like yeah, like things jump out and like you like shock.
Well, I mean, that's what a horror movie is like. Things
Well,
are jumping
but
out.
an actual horror film, what I look for in a horror film is a feeling afterwards of being afraid to like be in the dark room or being able to sleep in the dark or whatever, that kind of fear.
Hmm. Well, you're probably not going to get that from Ravers.
No, probably not.
Although I'm still going to watch it when it comes out.
I mean, I guess
Sounds
I'll watch it probably because I want it for the rave scenes, but um, you know. I will not poo-poo the movie though, because that would not be the polite thing to do. And the new thing to do now is to be super polite. And we're going to we're going to tell you all about that when we come back from this break.
All right, we'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor. Welcome back to the Peeew.
Welcome back to the Peew.
The Peeew.
And Ernie, I apologize if I offended your aesthetics or your sense of blah, 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 blah. And I will apologize and promise you that it will never happen again. It would offend me to offend you. I have
How
to.
have you offended me this time?
By poo-pooing your affinity. Is it another word? Your affinity for thrillometies.
Well, what do you call them? Thrillometies?
That's what they're called.
Are they? I
Thrillers
always
and
call them
comedies.
horror
Thrillometies. Well, you can call them anything you want, but I mean that was the term coined. I don't know, about 20 years ago.
Okay. See.
When the whole like the Freddy Krueger and all those came out. They're called thrillometies.
Well, it's
And Gremlins, all those films. They're
whose films?
Gremlins.
Oh, okay.
Remember that one? Where they drink the water and they turn
I
into
do.
but I'm going to be I don't want to offend you. I'm going to be super polite because that's the trendy new thing to do, to be super polite and to please and thank you and all those kinds of things, and it just so happens that that's the name of the new Monday night party at Rumpus Room that starts this Monday the 26th, hosted by the Crown Prince of Hell, J.J. Bride. The Crown Prince of Hell is bringing back politeness to the club scene with Polite Society, the new party.
Now, how is this party any different from Rumpus Room or from Outrage? It's
Outrage.
Just to be clear, Polite Society is at Rumpus Room, right?
Right, and it's taking the place of Outrage, and it's the exact opposite of Outrage. Outrage was outrageous. This is an outrage. It was shocking behavior and outrageous antics, and this is the epitome of genteel society, with people apologizing, tripping over themselves to apologize and to be polite and to say please and thank you, ma'am, and also the party is it's interesting because this is kind of a new thing. The message behind the party. This is a party with a message, and the message is that we are encouraging giving back and community service and things like that, because JJ and I have been volunteering at the Methodist Church, decluttering old ladies' closets. And we kind of did it at first as a lark, and we thought it would be kind of fun and funny. And it actually was the opposite of that. We actually enjoyed ourselves, and there was nothing really funny about it. It was actually a little bit sad to see how lonely some of these people are. But the
What are you
the
doing
kind
there?
of charge that
I don't understand what you're doing.
we're decluttering closets.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
Like, oh yeah, we go to people's houses and declutter closets. Um, and we are, this party is going. We're going to be signing other club people up to go with us, and including you, Ernie. We're going to make you come with us one day. Remember that time we tried to go and pick up litter at the park, and then we're going to charge us.
right, and then I think
Well,
you found drugs too. Like,
yeah, we did.
like the first piece of
well,
plastic that you tried to pick up was a baggie that had white powder in it.
right. Well, it's something like that. The feeling that we would have gotten had they not wanted to charge us to volunteer to pick up garbage, the feeling that we would have gotten afterwards of having done something good for somebody else or for society, really, with no impetus other than to do something good and to feel good about yourself when you're done. It's a good feeling, and especially when I was little, I was always the one who was kid hanging out at the old lady's house down in the corner, listening to their stories and keeping them company, and because I liked knowing that I was making them feel good. And
I even remember
that they had to run.
remember your old lady friend Clarabelle came to visit us.
Right.
Once in the
Right.
early 90s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have pictures of us with her.
Remember, we took her to the plaza for brunch, and she could not, for 20 years, she could not stop talking about that we spent $50 on brunch.
Right? Didn't we ride around in a horse and carriage too at Central Park?
Yes, and then we went to dinner. We took her to the most tacky place. We took her to the Marriott Marquis in Times Square and had a steak dinner on the spinning thing on the spinning restaurant on the roof. Remember?
That I don't remember. I remember going to the plaza for brunch, and I remember taking the carriage ride.
And we were stealing filet mignon in our lunch boxes because it's all you could eat. And we like. I piled all the filet mignon in our lunch boxes.
Oh, okay. Well, did she talk about that for 20 years too?
No, she didn't know about it. I didn't want to let her know. She would have been horrified. But this party is going to encourage that. We've made like little posters for graphics, like public service announcements, encouraging people, telling them where to go. We want them to come with us, though. We want you to come.
Well, I politely decline.
You've done your community service.
You mean come to?
You're doing it right now.
Community service to help people clean out their closets, or to come to the party. Like, I politely decline to come to the party because it's on a Monday night and I can't stay out that late.
To community service to help. It isn't only decluttering closets. It's whatever they need us to do. It just happens to be that's what they needed us to do. But it isn't only going to be at the Methodist Church. There's the Catholic Church does something across the street from me called Straight and Narrow, and it's a kind of like an NA kind of meeting place, and I've been going over there and volunteering too. So we may do that too. But it doesn't even have to be those two places. It could be any place.
Yeah, I'm taking a hiatus from volunteerism. The reading buddy program that I used to work with.
That was a good one. Yeah.
They decided not to bring me back for September, so I just decided to take a year
Ernie,
break.
What did you do?
I did nothing.
What did you do, Ernie?
I didn't do anything. It's possible that the district officials didn't want a news reporter hanging out in their schools.
Oh, really? What was going on in the schools that they don't want you to know about?
Well, this actually happened before. This happened like 10 years ago, where a previous superintendent who was very paranoid, when he found out I was doing reading tutoring in the elementary schools, asked.
Did he think you were? Did he think you were a spy?
Yes.
Looking for a scoop.
He thought I was a spy. So he asked the volunteer organization that had brought me in to
fire you.
To uninvite me, basically. So I was uninvited.
Remember when I suggested going with you that time to read? Remember when I suggested that time going with you to read at the what was it? What grade was that?
Second grade.
Okay. Remember the day that I suggested going with you?
You did not come with me. I wouldn't.
No, I know. I said remember the day I suggested going with you.
No, I don't remember that day.
No.
Why?
I just was wondering if you remember that day.
Oh, you were.
I was wondering if you remembered your reply.
It would have been something like hell no.
Well, but it was a little funnier than that.
All right, we'll see you next time. Happy volunteering.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.